Hello and hi and good morning for us, but probably
good morning to you.
Afternoon for you, but we've got breakfast wine and very cool cheese, and it's sunny and beautiful, and spring is coming, and this feels like...
And you are the pinkest human being I've ever seen. You're so goddamn rosy. It's insane.
The good.
I love it. Look, it matches.
We are.
You're pinky.
It's a match. Yeah. I wish dating was this easy. Yeah. It's not. Let's talk about cheese instead. Something I am good at. This is Leonora. This is a goat's milk cheese from Spain, Leon, to be exact, hence the name. But it is at the optimal time in its cheese development for me in particular. If you're a Caputo stan, you've likely seen this cheese for years, and it's one that we can get behind. But its flavor and development happens quite quickly, and you'll see a various range of amount of cream line and progression of rind development, and this is one of those cheeses that you need to taste before you buy it, because it is different almost every day of its life. So when you come to Caputo's, we always encourage samples, but this is one in particular. If you love Leonora, you might love it at a specific spot like I do, and if you get it at the wrong time, it could ruin me for weeks on Leonora. It is a feeling herder when it's not right, but here it's perfect. So all bloomy rind cheeses, like this one, age from the outside in. The mold from the exterior on the rind will help the cream line to develop and will slowly overtake the interior of this cheese. So if we were to let this age a bit longer, this cream line would start to overtake into this really nice, like, cheese, cakey, flaky, kind of Chevy texture. But this amount of cream line, along with the really gentle bite of the rind, is chef's kiss perfect. I don't think you can get better than this. I think it screams spring. It is bold and still tangy and in your face, but that creaminess really helps to round it out and make it a really lovely partner to wines like this.
That's such an incredibly fresh cheese. Now, riddle me this. What makes this particular level of development optimal?
For me, I think it is the juxtaposition of textures. Okay. And it's going to be different for everybody. We have a few people who really look for it to be really, really long aged and developed, so that the cream line is much, much more pronounced.
The cream line?
The cream line, yeah, is this kind of silkier, brie-looking texture on the outside. If we let this continue to age, that will overtake and permeate into that cakier interior.
And so this nice, fresh white stuff retreats and gets smaller?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it becomes a bit more luscious and velvety, not so Chevy cakey.
Now, last time we did a brick cheese, you had this wonderful way of cutting it a certain way.
We sure did.
Why is this one this way?
We will do that as we get nearer to this back of the rind. Because this one is so much longer, we don't need to start worrying about cutting into angles until we get probably right about here. So once we get to this point, we'll start cutting into it like triangles. But for now, I think this piece is wonderful, but it also, the shape predicates how we'll cut it.
I love it. It's sort of like cheese Tetris.
It's very fun. Yeah. Very nice.
So I have the loveliest of lovely wines for you. A personal favorite, Mr. Will Bucklin of Old Hill Ranch in Sonoma. It's an heirloom jewel in vineyards, and it espouses all the virtues I've been preaching during my entire life in wine, which is great farming makes great wine. And this is probably the most well-farmed plot of land you've ever seen in your life. And when you farm well as he does, you have to do less to a wine to get it to finish. And so I remember vividly Will calling me and saying, this is my proudest vintage yet. This was about 10 years ago when he said the only thing that happened to this wine was we brought the grapes in, smashed, fermented, that was it. No additives, nothing added, nothing subtracted. It was incredible. And so to propagate that old vine character, because Old Hill is unique among the crown jewels of Sonoma. It is, the original plantings are 1847, and so it is this 14-acre wonderland of 32 different grape varieties planted with happy biomes and happy microbes and happy bacteria. He makes the best smelling compost I've ever smelled in my life. It is amazing. But he started taking budwood from the old vineyard, planting it on new rootstock to create what he calls the Bambino block, to sort of propagate the character of this magnificent vineyard into the future. And as part of that Bambino project, we get this absolutely gorgeous rosé that's intentional. That is, it's picked a wee bit early and it's given very little skin contact, and you get this sort of pale, sharp, fresh, crisp, phenolic, tannic, almost grippy rosé. And you might want to look at the back label because it has all the good ingredients on it, all the different flavors that went into this. And notice that this is a tiny production, only 243 cases made, and Utah's love for Bucklin over the years has resulted resulted in us getting 186 of these cases this year. So we get more of this than anybody else anywhere. Anyway, it is gorgeous stuff, and it is a wonderful complement to high-acid cheeses like goat cheeses, Leonora in particular, because when you combine high-acid wine and goat cheese, it makes this beautiful marriage in the mouth and turns this into this beautiful, creamy, delicious piece of cheese ice cream almost. The wine is gorgeous this year, by the way. It smells like honey and rose petals and all sorts of good floral things that you would smell in Sonoma County. It is a favorite of mine and always will be, if not for sentimental, if not for all the technical reasons one should like wine, all the sentimental ones, because this is, as Proust had his Madeleines, I have my Bucklin.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, right?
It screams spring. This screams spring. So on your spring vegetables, do a roasty and a crumble of this business and pair it with a glass or 5 of that. We gotta go eat. It's time. We'll catch you on the flip side. Be good to each other.
My breakfast is better than yours right now.
Hasta luego, y'all.